as you can see, the melted wax is beginning to rise and congeal on the top. What we're going to do, we're going to keep stirring this in. You can see it breaking through, and underneath is the mixture of hot water and honey and melted wax. So as it begins to dissolve out, our next step will be to pour this into buckets so that it can cool, and all the melted wax will rise to the top and all the honey and water will be on the bottom. And so we're going to turn the heat off and begin to dip this out and let it go into buckets where it can cool and the wax can separate from the honey. We got our hot bubbling brew, and pour it through our filters.
So we're using a regular 5-gallon paint strainer to catch all the impurities and crud that were in the beeswax. But not to worry, we'll get rid of all of that. Right to the brim. Oh, it's still pretty muddy. We will come back after it has had a chance to cool and the beeswax has come to the top, and we'll see what we get.
And this is what congealed on top. This is a solid 9-pound block of wax. But as you can see from the photos, it's still got some impurities in it. So we're going to repeat the boiling process again in water to melt this back down, boil it, and then re-strain it again, allow it to rise to the top, and allow those solids and impurities to separate. So what we're going to start with is we got our burner in our pot going. We have a 5-gallon bucket, and we have put a water level that's about lower in the bucket, that's about the thickness of this. We're going to put this in our pot. We're going to put it on the eye to allow it to start warming, and then we're going to put our big, beautiful block of wax in there. And that is going to float on top, and as the water begins to boil and heat up, it'll melt, separate out. We'll go through that same process that I mentioned earlier and filter it again. So our water's beginning to heat up. It's not boiling yet, but you can see the wax beginning to melt from the block and into the water. So as it heats up and this wax block helps up, it'll dissolve completely, and we'll be able to strain it one more time. Okay, so picking up where we left off, we've dissolved our big wax block into a liquid slurry with water. And we're going to go ahead and go for our second filtration process, where we're going to dip out a little at a time. This is really, really super hot. And we're going to pour it through a filter. And we're going to filter out all those impurities that are in there. This one looks like clean.
Is that all of it?
That is the last of it.
Alright.
Pretty hot.
Okay.
A lot less than last time. Word of advice, next time wear gloves. Oh, it's much cleaner if you look down at the bottom.
Oh yeah, look at that. Already has that nice yellow color.
That is much, much better on our second go around. We're probably only going to need one more filter in after this.
Alright. So we will take this inside and let it cool again.
Okay, so it's the morning after we just did our second pour of our wax, and as you can see we have some really beautiful wax in here, and there's water on the bottom. So we're going to pour that water off. Really nice smell, and our wax is going to come out. Now we'd already cut around the edges beforehand. But there it is. Nice beautiful block of wax. Got some crud here on the bottom. We're going to take our garden hose and rinse this off.
That.
And there we go, nice beautiful piece of wax. It's almost perfectly clean, just a little bit more refinement and we'll have her done. Alright, and we're going to stick it down. See what we got. And we got 7.2 pounds of wax.
Wow, we lost 2 pounds just in junk. So it's looking nice.
But there's not much junk left.
Putting it through a double layer of paint filter this time to try and get those last bits of grunge cleaned up. You can see it's already pretty yellow color. I think in the morning we are going to be close to finished with cleaning our beeswax. Now we're cutting around the outside. It's a day later and the beeswax has cooled and hardened beautifully. Look at that color. Very nice. Alright, let's see what we've got.
Pour it out.
What? Last grunge scraping here. Every time you think it's gone, there's a little more that rises up. But it's very thin now, and that one looks beautiful. That. All right. There you go. I see candles in our future.